Okay, I hope this works. Anyways, this is Lori Broccolini, HappyNaturalHorse.com, helping you help your horse. This is what I do. I teach people how to help their horses. So we have another story. So let me see if I can get Dominic in here because he's going to need to help us. Now that the weather's nice, I can do more videos. Okay, so get him over here. See if you can see me. Okay, let me back him up so you don't hit something. And let me brush him off for a little bit. Anyhow, today I'm going to tell you something that was profound for me. Basically, why I do what I do, okay? And why I need more equine practitioners. So, when I got out of school about 15, I think it was about 13, 15 years ago, I was really excited about helping people help their horses, okay? And so I was like gung-ho. I was so gung-ho, I repelled people. So the story was very, very life-changing for me. And I just want you to imagine that Dominic here is a thoroughbred stallion, okay? And that he has a leather halter, 2 leather halters on his head, okay? So in order for me to practice my equine pain point release, I needed horses, and all the horses at my house were already in, okay? So my daughter was at the track, and she was working for a really well-known trainer down in Laurel, and I had to go all the way to Bowie to work on his horses, which was far away from me. It was almost 2 hours. But I was gung-ho, and I was willing. And they were thoroughbreds, okay? They were all at the track, and they were all high-strung and on sweet feed, boxed up and galloped. And I had to get there during training time, and every horse has their own groom. I hope he doesn't hit this. But I want you just to imagine, you know, the horses that I saw there, of course, all of them had ulcers. And, you know, I really learned how to get out of the way and before I got kicked or bit or whatever. But most of the time when I worked on the horses, they were pretty good, especially after I started releasing them. So once I started releasing them, then they really calmed down and they really enjoyed it. And then I showed the grooms how to keep their withers in and how to get their buttocks in, because I wasn't going to travel. I just wasn't going to travel 4 hours just to work. I mean, I would go there once a month because it was a good experience for me. Well, I was so excited, and you know, I wanted to help so many horses, so I didn't care really about what I worked on. I didn't like the feed, of course, that he was feeding, but you know, there's no way that you're gonna ever change those people's minds, no matter how much I tried. But I did get them to switch to whole oats and cut the grain with that. So anyway, so this particular one day, this is why I do what I do, it was really heart-wrenching for me. And you just have to imagine, I went through a couple horses, I survived, I was great, and then, you know, the trainer, he points to the stall, okay? And my eyes got real big, and the groom that handled that horse, he just started talking in Spanish. He started going crazy. I looked in there, and here was a stallion tied up, and he had 2 halters on, 2 halters, chains, 3 chains, one through his mouth, over his nose, under his lip. And his eyes were like wildfire, okay? And my eyes looked at that, and I gulped, and I'm like, holy crappy. And his stomach was sucked up, and I knew, oh my God, and he was like, ready to kill. And of course, you know, another guy came in. It took 2 people to handle the stallion. And it's like, he points to it like, go for it, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm going to kill myself. You know what I mean? And so, you know, so I didn't understand Spanish. They didn't understand English. And so we started at the head. And I asked the guy to hold his tail. We didn't get our brains kicked out. We released his pole, which was his atlas up here. And I took 1 chain off. I said, I need more of his head, so I unhooked him from the wall, and the guy thought the horse was going to kill me. Well, then I put the horse's neck back in. I did this very quickly. I didn't really check the pain points. I knew where they were. When I found them, I just put them in because I needed to save time. And you're just going to sit there and chew on my Pirelli rope. So anyway, so we get to the front shoulders. The guy has to pick up the front leg, and we pop the horse's front shoulders in, and then I put his front ribs in. And then we get to the wither part, and the horse is starting to relax. So I take off another chain. Okay, so now he's got one chain. Okay, that chain was just like underneath his neck, underneath his thing. Now the guy he's going crazy. I mean, he's just going crazy. I mean, he's yelling in Spanish and all this stuff like the horse is going to kill me. And I'm like, no, the horse is going to be fine because I'm getting him out of pain here. So I went ahead and put everything back in the back end without getting killed. And he didn't kick at me. I was really surprised. And, you know, as soon as I put everything in, I was able to take off that bottom chain. And so I took the one halter off. And so we had one halter on and no chains. And that horse dropped his head and totally relaxed. And I'll remember the day as long as I live. I remember just standing there, tears in my eyes. The guy is like going nuts. He is like expecting this horse to kill me. And this horse was like a puppy dog in my hands. He was rubbing up against me. He loved what I did to him. He was so relaxed and no more chains were in his mouth. So I proceeded to show the guy how to put everything, you know, basically what he needed to do, which was three things, was the withers and the butt tucks and the front leg stretches. So anyway, so I wanted to tell you that story because so many horses are agitated and people just are not aware that they can be, you know, in stress point pain. And that's why I do what I do, because, you know, here this horse had chains all through his nose and his head and being treated badly, and he was like a puppy dog after I was able to release the pain points. And the groom was going crazy. I mean, he was screaming for the other grooms. The other grooms came. They all were talking in Spanish. They couldn't believe their eyes. They were like, "Da, da, look, look." And the horse was a puppy dog as soon as I released the pain points. And that's why I do what I do. That's what keeps me going. The more I can teach people awareness of where their horse's stress points are and how they can release it themselves, and more practitioners I can get out there, the more horses that I can help. Now you have to understand, my stress point, I'm going to try and back him up. I'm the last person everybody sees. You can do the laser, you could do the acupuncture, you could do the massage, you can do the stress point therapy of Jack Meager, you could do Masterman method. Until you learn where the pain points are, your horse is not going to be put back in. And meaning he's going to still have stress points if you don't know exactly where they are. So he's just showing off. I got to keep brushing him. So anyway, so many times I have come across horses that, I don't mean to tell you, kick out at you, try and kill you. And the minute I start to release them, they get all calm. They're like, "Oh, thank you very much. Finally, somebody found that point." And this is what I do. I do it for the horses. I don't do it for the owners. Good granny. You guys are nuts anyway, you know. So, hey, happynaturalhorse.com. Subscribe to my channel. Sign up for my newsletter on www.happynaturalhorse.com. Let everybody know about this video. And Dominic says, "Goodbye. I've got to brush the rest of them." Hope this video turned out. I don't even know if I've got any sound on it. Bye. Share it too.